Wondering what the heck Pocatello, Idaho is? Here we go. I'm going to break it down for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Rebecca. I'm a realtor based here in southeastern Idaho, and I make videos every single week talking about pretty much just all things life in Idaho, tips for buying or selling, things to do here, and kind of just life in general as a wife and a mom and a realtor. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Pocatello, Idaho. It's a nearby city in southeastern Idaho. I feel like a lot of people that are interested in potentially moving to the eastern Idaho area have a lot of questions about Idaho Falls versus Pocatello and just kind of what the main differences are, what they should know about each. So today I'm just going to be covering Pocatello and going over a few things that you should know if you're curious what it is, or if you're thinking about moving there, or whatever it may be. So let's jump on in. All right, so like I said, Pocatello is a fairly close city to Idaho Falls. It's about 45-50 minutes, depending on where you're at around the Idaho Falls area, and it's south. So it is pretty much the biggest main city on the southeastern side of Idaho. If you're coming up from Utah, going north into Montana, or north up into eastern Idaho at all, Pocatello is pretty much the main city that you're gonna hit. And it's actually the 5th largest city in Idaho. Its population is about 55,000, I believe, 55 to 60,000. Landscape-wise, it does vary a little bit from Idaho Falls and that area. It's a little bit more high deserty, but the landscape is actually really unique around it. There's a lot of evidence of volcanic activity, around eastern Idaho in general, but especially around Pocatello. There's a lot of hot springs around Pocatello that aren't too far. There's lava and soda springs, which are pretty close to there. And overall, it's just a little bit more high deserty than Idaho Falls. Idaho Falls is a little bit, I don't want to say greener because both are green, but Idaho Falls is a little bit more farmy, prairie, like rolling hills kind of area, and then a little bit more foresty and mountainy as you go east over towards Jackson. Pocatello is a little bit more high deserty. I don't know how else to describe it. Great descriptive words. Weather-wise, it is pretty similar. Usually if it's snowing in Idaho Falls, it's snowing in Pocatello as well. There's not a huge variation in terms of temperatures or anything like that. Pocatello pretty much follows the same sort of weather schedule and climate as Idaho Falls does, so not a huge difference there if you're worried about one or the other. Pocatello is also known as the gateway city to the north, or gate city, which makes sense given that I just told you it's pretty much the main city, or the first main city that you'll encounter as you go north up from Utah, heading up to Montana in that area. And Idaho State University is also in Pocatello, which is great for the southeastern Idaho in general because it gives students another option in terms of colleges. You've got BYU Idaho up in Rexburg, north of Idaho Falls, and Idaho State in Pocatello, south of Idaho Falls. So you have some variation and options there if, for one, you're thinking about going to college soon, or if you have kids that are going to be going to college at some point, they have some options around, which is great. And also, for a fairly small city, Pocatello has a really cool downtown area. It's pretty historic, and there's a lot of cool little shops and restaurants and things like that. In the warmer months, there's a really nice farmers market that goes on downtown, and it's just a really cool place to kind of go hang out and walk around. I feel like a lot of small towns, you either don't expect them to have that, or they're great for things like that, and Pocatello is definitely one of them. So if you're in town, if you're going to be visiting, definitely take some time to go head downtown and just kind of walk around, hang out, get a bite to eat, because there's some really great stuff down there. And similarly to Idaho Falls and pretty much eastern Idaho and all of Idaho in general, I feel like there is a ton to do around Pocatello in terms of outdoors and recreation activities. American Falls Reservoir is pretty close to Pocatello. It's only about 20 to 30 minutes away. So if you want to go boating or fishing or paddleboarding or water skiing or anything like that, that's a great place to do it. Like I said, there's the hot springs nearby. There is Pebble Creek ski area, which is probably, again, 20 to 30 minutes, which is obviously open in the winter for skiing or snowboarding or sledding or whatever you want to do. And not only is there a bunch of walking and hiking and biking trails around the city a little bit further out, but there's also the Portneuf Greenbelt, which is in the city, and it kind of connects different parts of the city, goes along a river. It's a really beautiful walking, biking hiking trail, again, whatever you want to do down there. It's a great trail that kind of runs around the city and around downtown and is beautiful in the fall time. It's lined with trees and there's just leaves everywhere and it is gorgeous. So if you're into any outdoorsy things or recreation things like that, Pocatello, again, pretty much like all parts of Eastern Idaho, is a really good spot for that because there's always something to do. All right, and that is it for today, guys. I know that was just kind of short and sweet, but I just wanted it to kind of be a fun little overview of Pocatello. I know I have not talked about this city enough. It's close to Idaho Falls and I also work in that area. So if you have been considering Pocatello or if you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know and I'd be happy to help you out. But until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.